Good morning on this Monday morning, and a beautiful day yet again. So let me just join in on this page here to see who we've got. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend and enjoying the beautiful sunshine that we've had here in the UK. Let me see if I can bring comments up. This is the only trouble with I've updated everything and I can't see it straight away. Good morning, Margaret. Morning, Julie. Morning, Katie. Oh, Katie says afternoon. Sorry, Katie, I still keep getting it wrong. Julie says hi all. So hello, everybody. I'm still struggling with my iPad to get the comments coming up at the same time because I've done an upgrade. Hi, Carol. Hi, Kerry. Kerry says, yeah, she's... Good morning from my evening. Oh, yes, it's your evening. Oh, dear. Good morning, Margaret. Morning, Karen. Hope things are settling down a bit at home. It seems like you've had a right lot going on. I still can't see the comments. Let me see if I've pressed a button. I now have comments on my iPad, so I can see what you're all saying. I need to have it higher up, though. Never mind. I'll get by. I will get by. So, morning Chris, morning Jill, morning Claire. So we're all coming in. That is lovely. Now, Claire got in touch with me over the weekend. Okay, I'm going to move this without hopefully knocking everything flying. Claire got in touch with me over the weekend. Morning Christine, asking a question about scrapbook albums. Okay, so... let me just move. I'm moving things. So I'm going to try and put my iPad up here. I normally have it on the stand, but because I've got the camera in a different position, it's not as easy. And my craft room is still an absolute mess. So I'm hoping my daughter might help me because she'll make me be ruthless. Because I can't be very ruthless when it comes to crafts, as a lot of you know. So... Claire got in touch with me the weekend and she was asking about scrapbook albums. Okay, now I also had a message a few weeks back from Mo, because Mo's new to scrapbooking and she started scrapbooking as well. So I thought, I'd just touch base and answer these couple of questions before I start with what you're going to need for this Wednesday's live. Now the questions were about scrapbook albums. So, I've gathered some here to show you. So, Claire was a bit concerned that she'd bought a scrapbook album and she was worried it was looking a bit yellow. Am I right in thinking, Claire? So, do not worry. These are scrapbook albums, okay? So, this is the post-bound type. Alright, so if you look here, they sort of attach here with posts. Okay, you can see there. Now you'll see they've got big screws on them. What this means is you can unscrew these and you can add extensions to make your scrapbooks even wider. Okay, so they're called post-bound albums. These are still top loading. Okay, so they're still all top loading here. All right, so I hope that sort of answers your question. The nice thing about having the clear plastic pages is, as we do these layouts, you can pop them in your album. Then as your album gets full, you can sort them out. Because I don't know about a lot of you ladies, I start scrapbook and I'm thinking, right, this album is going to be based on this. But then we do different layouts and the order goes all wrong. Whereas in an album like this with the top loading pages, you can move your pages around. Karen says extender screws. I've got extender screws if anybody needs them. So there you go. Karen's got spares. So these are your post-bound albums. Okay. You can also get these ones. And I'm going to show you that way around. Can you see that? It's like an office file folder. These are called D-ring albums. So as you can see in here, you can get lots. And the beauty of D-ring albums are that they open up like that. Okay, so Carol says she remembers doing that layout from years ago. So you're spotting some different layouts. I wanted to sort a few albums out to show, to hopefully share with people what was going on. So this is your D-ring album. So as you can see in your D-ring album, you can use, you can get a lot more in there. I'm trying to read all your messages while I'm going along. Hi, Wendy. I hope you're feeling a little bit brighter this week. Things are going well. Karen says yes, Margaret says yes, please, but you can read the comments. So that's your D-ring album. So these are a lot wider. Okay, these are more expensive, and you can understand why, because you can get a lot more in them. Okay, so if you're in the UK, the best thing obviously is to do Google searches, but you'll find a lot of your local scrapbook stores, or craft stores I should say, will carry scrapbook albums. So even those little local independents do. I think I know, like my friend Hazel at Rugby, she's got scrapbook albums. Helen at Kirkby in Asheville, her craft station shop has got scrapbook albums. Now have a look on Facebook, because a lot of these little independent shops at the moment are shut due to social distancing. However, if you get in touch with them, they are still shipping out stuff, postage for you from the shops. So you can still buy even though we're on lockdown. Emma says she prefers the D-ring. So, haven't got D-ring, was never sure about it, and likes the post. This is it. Julie's saying, you know, this is it. We all have our certain types that we like. And the best thing is you go with what you feel comfortable with. I've always gone with postbound, but just lately I've gone to D-ring. So, but I like both. So I use a bit of both. And I've even used, as you know from the retreat, we've used spiral bound albums. So we've put something else in the mix. I mean, might be putting something else in the mix again after this year's retreat. So, you know, watch this space, all sorts can happen. So hopefully Claire and Mo, that's helped you with those questions there. Now, I did say to you, this week we're going to do things a little bit differently with our live scrap along. Okay, it's not going to be a page sketch live scrap along. Up to now, I've been doing the page sketches, okay, which I've got here. And I started doing them, and I wanted to do it as a free class to get you all crafting while we were in lockdown. However, I never expected lockdown to go on as long as it has, and I'm sure a lot of you haven't either. So what I've decided to do is this week, I'm going to do things slightly different. And I hope you will understand why. The page sketches I do as a class, okay, and this is page sketch 10. And some of the ladies that are on here do my class, okay. The class is run at the end of the month, and they come along and they have their kit, have their page sketches, and they have me to teach the class. So that is everything that they're paying for. So Claire and Mo said that's fantastic. It's nice for them to repeat. No problem at all, ladies. I'm here to help anytime. If there's any messages with anything, just drop me a line. If I don't know, I can probably pass you on to somebody that will. So the page sketches are a paid class that the ladies pay for. So I feel very conscious now that I was doing a lot of this for free for you, which is fantastic, and no one has complained about it. However, moving on, and the fact that you want to carry on with these Wednesday morning scrap-alongs, I feel it's only fair that I do things now slightly differently. So for those of you that want to carry on with the page sketch scrap-alongs, okay, and this week will be, let me dish it out of my box because I filmed it ready, is page sketch 10, okay. This class I've videoed, and it will be available to purchase over on my website. And once I've got all the page and everything set up for you, I will of course put a link on my Facebook page as well for you. So it's just a small fee. You will have exactly the same. You'll have your page sketch to download or to print off. Morning, Joe. Or, you know, you can do whatever you like with that. I keep all mine in a little folder, so I keep them all together. You will also get your supply list video again, so you can source supplies from your craft stash at home, because this is all about using now what you've got at home. So I'm going to continue that theme with these classes, okay? And then you will get your video tutorial step by step in real time with me actually crafting along with you. So when you press play on your video, I'll be crafting with you at home. Okay, so it will be just like having me in your craft room for a private class. All right, okay. Now, before we go any further, Claire's come up. When it comes to photos, are you careful about how you take them? What size do you put them off? Right, Claire's also asking about photographs. Personally, I print off 6x4s. There's me and my hubby. It's our wedding anniversary today, so this afternoon we will probably have a glass of fizz in the garden with a couple of the neighbours, as lockdown is a little bit it's coming down a stage, but we've still got to be very careful and aware. So we're just having a couple of the neighbours in the garden for a glass of fizz this afternoon. So yes, it's our 24th wedding anniversary, but there we go, still working, still doing fun things, which is great. So I tend to print off 6x4. I always print off glossy, okay, again, personal preference. I use free prints because you're allowed 45 free prints a month and you just pay your postage. However, at last week's scrap along, you would have heard some of the ladies talking about snapfish, and apparently snapfish you're allowed 50 free prints and you just pay your postage, which is a little bit cheaper than free print. So you can use several, and by doing it that way it does work out a lot cheaper than printing them off at home. Okay, they come through fairly quickly. When you do it, it says, oh, allow, you know, so many days for it to come, but I've always found mine come really quickly, which is fantastic. Personally, if I'm using something like Cal glue, tacky or normal, I would never use my original photographs because they're not totally acid free. If I was going to use original photographs, Cal do a project called a product glue called photo glue, and that's then what I would use to stick original photos on. But normally with my originals, I download an image or take a photograph of them and print them off on the 6x4s just like that, so I can chop them up. I've not got to worry about them at all. However, I have now got stacks and stacks of original photographs from my mum and dad, so I am going to start scrapping some originals, but I'll be doing that in my own time because they're all different sizes. It's not like us now where we just print off a 6x4. They're all different sizes, so it's hard to work out how I'm going to put them in layout. So it's going to be fun, and I think it's something we're going to be looking at the retreat. I think we might do a bit of family history this time. So yes, I'm working on that one. I'm waiting for the paper collection to come. I think it's going to be perfect, and that is my aim, is we're going to be looking at documenting your family history. So anyway, that's all sneak peeks. That's diversing. Anyway, so if you want to carry on with the scrap-alongs, you can. Once it's live on my website, I'll pop a post on here, so you can go ahead and just purchase it quite easily. Once you've purchased it, you get a password, and that's yours for life. So a bit like the videos I've been doing so far that I've put on YouTube and on my website, you can go back and watch them time and time again. Okay, they're yours. It's not like you can watch it once and that's it, it's gone into the ether. It's not. With all my online tutorials, once you've purchased them and got the password, they're yours for life. Okay, they're on a private server, so no one else can see them, only the people that have purchased them. Okay, so that is still going to be going on. But you ladies and gentlemen out there still wanted scrap along to keep going on. And it will, however, without a page sketch. So what I'll do is on a Monday morning, as we've been doing here, I'm still going to do a quick supply list and a chit chat with you, okay, if there's any questions. And on a Wednesday at 10:30 live, If anything crops up and I can't do it live, I will let you know if there's a change of date or put a video up, but I'm planning on doing it live. We'll still do a live scrap along. Okay, so this is what you're going to need for this week. I'm going to do a double page layout this week, but a double page layout with a difference. Okay, so let me share with you this sort of thing I'm looking at. You might not see it all across there, okay, but it's going to be like this. All right, so you can see I haven't used 2 sheets of card. We're actually going to join the cards. Okay, so I will be doing it with you in real time like I always do. Okay, so the supplies you will need for this Wednesday's scrap along. Let me get all my other little bits and pieces out the mix here. You are going to need you're going to need 3 sheets of cardstock. Okay, so you're going to need 2 for your background. Okay, and then you're going to need an extra one to do a bit of matting and layering. So I've gone for a off-white and a green for my background, and I've got a brown for my matting and layering. Okay, yeah, Emma says free prints is for the year. You get more with Snapfish if you start in April. Right, Emma. So Emma's going to try and put some links out. If she doesn't, Emma, if not, message me some links, and what I'll do is I'll post them on the page so everybody can see them, if that's all right with you. Or if you post them on your page and I'll share it over on Dawn's Inspirations, that would be fantastic. And then the new ladies know what to do. Now, I've picked out, forgive all my post-it notes, these are all here ready, so I know what I'm doing. I've got 2 sheets of pattern paper that are double-sided. So 2 sheets of paper that are double-sided, pattern paper, and 3 sheets of cardstock, 2 for your background, and an extra one for matting and layering. Okay, so that is the papers you're going to need. Any extra words, embellishments that you've got that will go with it. Now, I found that will go with my paper collection. I might use some of it, I might not. Okay, but it's just what I came across when I was sorting through my papers. So, 3 sheets of card, 2 sheets of double-sided pattern paper if possible. Okay, photographs. Now, this layout is quite good because it can be, it doesn't, Maxine's just come on, she says, sorry I'm late, it doesn't matter at all, Maxine, you're here and you know you can watch it again afterwards, so no worries. Now the nice thing about this layout is you can put photos on in several ways. So I'm thinking of 1, 2 landscape at least. And then you could probably go with 2 portrait and a cut down one for the rest of it. So you could technically get away with 5 photographs for this. I'm going with 2 landscape, definitely. Oh, I've lost a photograph. I've lost a photograph along the way. Anyway, I'm doing 2 landscape, definitely. And then I'm going to do some portrait 6x4 and then some that I can cut down. And that's the nice thing. By printing photographs off, you're not afraid to cut them down or round the corners or put ink over them. Okay, so that is the photographs and papers you're going to need. You're also going to need title. So titles, you could go with stencils. I might do a bit of stenciling this time. I haven't quite decided. I've found some stickers as well. Okay, so there's some stickers there. I found the other photographs now. They're here. Oh dear, too many pictures. So I've got those. I've also got my box of letter dies, because you will have some there still that you could do a title with your dies. Okay, so you know me, I'm going to be crafting along with you, so it's not until it actually happens I'll decide what I'm going to do. You're going to need yourself some wide, this is about 1 inch wide, but 3/4 of an inch wide would be fine as well, some double-sided tape, and you're going to need that to actually, if I show you the back, you're going to need that just to join your pages together at the back. Okay, so you're going to need some of that. And then I've just gone through my crafty stash like you're going to do now. You've watched me. You're going to rootle through all your craft room now. So I found a nice word there that says friends, because I'm doing my daughter and her friend Ellie that used to do the radio station at uni, Livewire. So I found that. I thought that might be quite good. I found some little MDF little dragonflies as well. I've got some cord. I've got some little birds MDFs as well I found in my craft stash. I found these in my craft stash. Let me show you these. Now look, I found these. They're plastic. Okay, they're back to front. I know it's back to front because the camera's round back to front. I bought these years and years ago off Create and Craft in a bundle, and I've got stacks of them, all different words. I never use them. And I thought, best friends, the colours would go nicely with the layout. I'm going to use those. So, you see, it's surprising what you find in your craft stash. Who's got these? There again, hat pins. These hat pins. Who's got these? Again, loads of things in my craft stash that I have not used for absolutely ages. So I thought, well, those colours there go quite nicely with the papers I've picked. And also remember, with plastic things like this, you can colour these with your alcohol pens if the colour isn't what you want. Okay, so have a look at what you've got and think how else you could change it. All right, so I want to see who's going to use hat pins, because I bet you've got them. I found a little pocket here of just some flowers, butterflies, paper ones as well. Okay, so I've got those. I don't know whether I'm going to use them, but I've just bundled a lot of stuff together that I think I could use. Another thing I found. Who's got card candy? You know, Craftwork cards, card candy is fantastic. Look at the amount of packet of card candy I've got in here. And I had a little rootle through, and guess what? Perfect colours to go with my papers. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to be putting those on somewhere. So I'm going to be using those. So it's amazing what you can actually find. So Heather says, sorry, she's playing battleships with Blake. She'll catch up later. Not a problem. Not a problem. Right. Katie says she's got random hat pins. They came in a kit and she never knew what to do with them. Ah, well, Katie, you need to tune in on Wednesday and we'll be putting them on a layout and we'll find out where we're going to put them. It'll be great. Joe says, sometimes when I join the papers, I use paper and it often comes in 12x12 protectors, traditional 12x12. Yes, Joe, that is a great idea. What Joe's saying is, you know, sometimes when you buy these albums, particularly the post-bound albums, sometimes the page protectors inside, you get a really thin sheet of 12x12 paper. Okay, what Joe's saying is she cuts that up and uses that to join the back of her papers when she's joining papers like that. So that's a really good tip there, Joe. Thank you. So, you know, this is it. We've got enough stuff here at home, so we can be crafting for ages, because then when it's all gone, we can go and buy more and support all these craft shops that have been shut for so long. So I think I've got all my supplies now ready. I've got my photographs ready, so I know what photographs I'm using. These are the ones I'm actually going to be using. So this is my daughter Lauren, her friend Ellie, who used to do live while they used to do a radio show together. So Ellie now is working in London. So, and they're still best of friends. They did radio live for 2 years and they're still best of friends, which is fantastic. So I'm going to put everything else here in my box. I've got my sticky letters. I've got my stencils. I'm going to pop my papers in here and my cardstock. So I've got everything in my box ready for Wednesday morning. Okay. So I'm going to be ready to go. Joe says, right, Joe says another way of doing it. It's because when you're commenting, I couldn't see the rest of the message, Joe. Sorry. What Joe's saying is, another thing you can do is, if you're not confident to join the two together, and I will show you how to do this, okay? If you don't want to do it like this, what she's saying is that page protector you've got, you could actually just glue these straight to the back. However, what I would do, Joe, is because I've got this pattern at the back, as long as I put some pattern paper or lace or ribbon or something down here, I could create another layout on the back of here, because it's too beautiful not to cover it up. Anyway, so there's several options, and the nice thing about it is I've got crafters here that have been crafting for ages, which is lovely, and hopefully it's keeping everyone's mojo going while we're in lockdown and even coming out of lockdown. But we've got some new scrapbookers that have come along, and I think it's lovely that new scrapbookers feel confident to ask questions. So if you have got any questions at all, if I can't answer them, there's lots of scrapbookers that tune into this and they will be able to help you as well. So I'm Dawn. I'll be seeing you Wednesday morning on this page, 10:30, for our Scrap Along Live. And I'm going to be doing it live with you. So it's going to be so much fun because we haven't got a page sketch to work to. So it could be quite interesting with measurements, but just run with me. We'll be absolutely fine. Okay. And then if you want to do page sketch 10, I will post the link once I've got everything up and running. It may not be for a couple of days. This afternoon I'm going to take it easy with my hubby in the garden and have a little bit of time out. But thank you very much. Julie says she's loving these days. You're absolutely welcome, Julie. Maxine says, yes, they make her week. Oh, I'm just so pleased. You all look forward to your Wednesdays. That's lovely to know. And I'm hoping that we can continue doing Wednesdays, because at the moment, Wednesdays is quite a good day for me. I don't have too much on. I don't normally do any workshops on a Wednesday, and I'm not normally out demoing on a Wednesday. So let's keep Wednesday mornings going. You all stay safe and take care. And I will see you Wednesday morning. Bye for now.